You're listening to the Online Business Blueprint brought to you by PlatformLaunchers.com. I'm John Stange, and it's great to be with you this week, as always, because here we talk about building and growing and monetizing your online platform. We talk about taking your passion, turning it into a platform so that you can earn a paycheck. We want your online business to succeed. And as often as I can, I love to present new ideas here on the podcast for different things that I think will work. I was just talking with our members club about a new idea that I want to bring before you, something I very recently became aware of that can be an easy way for us to get paid for what we know. So let me kind of build up to this, and I'm going to tell you what this is in just a mere moment. But each month, if you pay attention to what we do here in Platform Launchers, each month I issue a challenge to the creative entrepreneurs who are part of the Platform Launchers Members Club. And these challenges are always geared toward helping group members develop their online businesses in new ways. I want them to be able to succeed. I want them to be able to try new things. I have a new idea to suggest for us this week. But I love when our members experience success with their platforms as they create new forms of content, as they build online authority, as they earn income from new revenue streams. Just before I went live here with the podcast, we have our members meeting, and several of our members had awesome updates this week about different ways that they've been earning an income from their online platform and creating content and developing new efficiencies. Extremely productive week for the group. Super exciting. And this month, I issued a challenge to our members that on the surface doesn't sound like all that difficult of a challenge, but it can be. It just depends on your perception. But I issued a challenge to our members to earn at least $1 from a brand new revenue source. And I didn't specify what that revenue source should be. That was completely up to our group members' own ingenuity and creativity. Whatever they thought would work best with their platform, that was fine, as long as it was a new revenue source and they earned at least $1 from that. Now, some of our members found that challenge exciting. Some of them admitted that they also found it confusing. Others found it very easy to accomplish, and others found it rather difficult to accomplish. And so if you're listening to the podcast right now, whether you're watching us on YouTube, whether you're listening via the audio podcast, I just kind of wonder about you. Is that an idea, the idea of earning $1 of revenue from a new revenue source connected to your online platform? Is that something that you think you would find easy or something that you might find a bit difficult? If I issued that same challenge to you, do you think you could come up with a new way to earn at least $1 through your online platform? I'm sure you could do it, but I'm just wondering, do you believe you could do it? Well, admittedly, I was curious to see what our group came up with. But now that we're at the end of the month, what I want to do is I want to suggest an idea and a tool. It's both, an idea and a tool that I very, very recently, really just in the past few days, I recently implemented this idea and this tool into my arsenal of online income streams. And it's very much, I just implemented this, so I don't have like a long track record of using it that I can elaborate on, but this is very much in the experimental phase at this point. But even while I experiment with it, I wanted to share more about it with you because I think you might find it helpful as well. And here's the great unveiling, right? The brand new tool that I'm referring to is an app called Minnect. It's spelled Minnect. Minnect. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but it's a really simple concept that I think has the potential to be a game changer for many online creators. And maybe some of us who are listening right now would find this super useful. So I'm curious, if you implement this, if you utilize this, you have to let me know if it worked for you. But the word Minnect, so just think about that word for a quick second. It's actually a blend of two common words. The first word is minute, and the second word is connect. And so they came up with an app called Minnect. Minute Connect. The idea is to bring people together for a short period of time so that wisdom can be exchanged between them. Now, there are two ways to use the Minnect app. You could use it as a consumer, or you could use it as a creator. If you're using the Minnect app as a consumer, all you need to do is just download it. So you just go to your app store, you download it, then you start searching on the app, and you try to find an expert on that platform that you would like to connect with. And once you find that expert, once you find that person, you can review how much they charge per minute for you to connect with them. And then you could decide if that's a price that you're willing to pay. And if you're willing to pay the price that they charge for, certain minutes of time that you would be utilizing their wisdom and their counsel and their coaching, then you can arrange for that to be set up to do that. And they could deliver their content to you in multiple ways. And I think that this is a really interesting coaching solution because it may give many of us the opportunity from a consumer standpoint, first of all, to speak directly with some high level people in various industries, maybe your industry or maybe an industry that you're interested in learning more about, but you can speak with high level people in those areas without breaking the bank. The idea is that it would be an affordable way for any of us to get valuable coaching from all kinds of people, but we would just do it in small segments, small amounts of time, minutes at a time. Now, from the business owner's standpoint, so if you are setting something up where you are the provider of services, if you are the business owner or the coach, we could say the coach's standpoint, this can also be a great option for developing a brand new revenue stream while you try to serve potential clients. And this is particularly true if you'd like to offer more coaching, but you don't already have in place an easy system for managing and charging clients. If you don't have something like that in place, you're wondering what the infrastructure for managing clients would look like or an infrastructure for charging clients, what that could look like, you could just use Minnect to manage all of that. And it's also a great tool for getting discovered by new people who are looking to find the kind of wisdom that you are uniquely poised to offer, people who might not yet be familiar with you or your website or your content, but they find you based on category searches when they're searching on Minnect. Now, when I learned about Minnect, I thought, okay, I definitely need to give this a try. Many of you know I already offer online coaching through my own platform, and I plan to do that for a good long time. That's something that I have every intention of doing in an ongoing way. But I am convinced, even though I already have coaching and an infrastructure for that setup, again, via my own platform, I'm actually convinced that Minnect can help me connect with a new pool of people who want to learn the kind of things that I'm able to teach or who may desire to hear my perspective on what they're currently doing and how they're doing it. Maybe they would just like to talk to somebody who operates in a similar field and get some wisdom and insight based on some of the things that I've attempted or some of the lessons that I've learned in building the business that I've built. Now, again, I mentioned just a few moments ago, it's really only been a few short days since I created my profile on Minnect. So that's brand new. I just set it up. I just started making services available on their platform. So, admittedly, I need to give this service time to work before I could give it a full assessment and before I can, just ultimately testify to its effectiveness. But I can tell you this, even in its early stage, I can definitely see its potential. Absolutely see its potential. And I'm starting to hear different advertisements for it as well. So it's something in its infancy, but I get the impression that you're probably going to hear more and more about it in coming weeks. If now you think that this is an interesting option, I have a few best practices that I'm going to suggest to you that are not unique to utilizing something like Minnect, but they are things relevant to anyone that's trying to poise themselves or position themselves to be an online coach in any field. But let's just be specific to Minnect for a second here. You could apply this broadly, though. If you're interested in giving Minnect a try, these are my additional suggestions. First of all, most of the income that any of us will make online is going to be directly related to the authority that we establish. An authority, when we're talking about online authority is established through things like visibility, integrity, and track record. So if you're visible online, if you have integrity in the work that you do, if you have a track record of succeeding or helping people succeed in particular areas, understand that authority and income go hand in hand. If you really want to earn an online income, you also need to establish some level of online authority. So please continue to establish your own online authority if you would like to be paid for online coaching, whether that be through Minnect or any other source of online revenue or online platform where you could deliver coaching services. So that's principle number one, or best practice number one. Best practice number two is equally important. And that's this. I think we need to treat Minnect or any similar service like Minnect as a supplement to what we're already doing, not a direct replacement. Now, it's entirely possible that there are people that will eventually earn their entire income off of Minnect. I think that that's well within the realm of possibility. But in this early phase of this thing being established, and in this early season of some of us attempting to use it for the first time, think of it like a supplement to what you're already doing, not a direct replacement, even if it eventually becomes one. For now, it's a supplement. Minnect is still getting established. We can't expect Minnect to do all the work when it helps us connect with, or when it comes to helping us to connect with potential coaching clients. We have to remain personally invested in connecting with those people in and of ourselves. We can't expect Minnect to do all the work, but I do believe it can be a helpful supplement to what we're doing in other spheres. Third best practice is this: the kind of tool that Minnect has now created, it's becoming a more and more common tool. It's something that I'm seeing more and more, particularly in areas like the coaching space or even in the counseling space. Now, I'm careful to describe all of what I'm talking about here as coaching, not counseling, because counseling is a regulated practice. Coaching is not. So to stay on the safe side, I think I'd lean more toward the coaching element of utilizing these things. But there are examples that fit with this same kind of framework that are utilized in the counseling world as well. I think another good example, you've probably heard of this one, but BetterHelp is an online counseling service that connects clients with counselors, and it seems to be much more affordable than some of the traditional counseling options. And so you could see people utilizing that to find a counselor. Well, Minnect is offering a similar type service, but just broader categories. If almost any category under the sun that you might want to learn more about, you can connect with an expert for a minute, for a couple minutes, for 15 minutes, for an hour, however long you desire to do so with Minnect. So going forward, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep experimenting with Minnect, and I'm going to see where it leads. I just set up my profile on it, so I'm going to see where it leads. I'd encourage you to experiment with it because it won't cost you anything other than just a few minutes to set it up. But at the same time, I'm also going to continue to offer my own coaching through my own platforms while doing my best to remain visible on in the online space on as many platforms as I can be visible. So I'd encourage you, as you're trying to get your name out there, to maybe consider doing the same. Finally, let me just say this as we wrap this up. If you would like to connect with me personally in a coaching capacity, you are always welcome to do so via platformlaunchers.com. You'll find right on platformlaunchers.com, you'll see the coaching tab. Always happy to connect with people that way. And that could be one way that we actually connect, and I can offer my coaching services to you if that's something that you desire to utilize. But also know that you can now find me on Minnect as well. So if you download the Minnect app, you will find me. You will find my coaching services available through Minnect. I'd be happy to connect with you either way, through my own platform at platformlaunchers.com or through Minnect via their app. Please check them out. Let me know what you think. But if you're a content creator or someone who is attempting to offer coaching services, I'm convinced that Minnect might be a super helpful solution for you, especially if you don't have a framework in place already where you're able to process payments and schedule coaching clients. I think Minnect can be a solution for you in that regard. So check it out. Again, it's spelled Minnect. And if you get the opportunity, don't hesitate to stop by platformlaunchers.com as well. We'd love to connect with you in either place. But that's it for us this week. I hope you found these solutions or this suggestion of a solution helpful, and I'd love to hear if it works for you. But that's it for us this week as far as the podcast is concerned. Stop by platformlaunchers.com. Jump on board with our members club. We'd love to be able to meet with you face-to-face there as well. And in the meantime, have a wonderful week, and we look forward to catching up with you again right here next time. Take care.